Hello friends, welcome back to our YouTube channel Science Shaka by Shagun. In today's video, our agenda is to complete the last chapter of physics, which is Earth, Moon and the Sun. So now let's begin with the game of these celestial bodies. Introduction. The Sun, the Earth and the Moon forms a unique and interdependent system in our solar system. They influence day, night, seasons, eclipses, equinox, solstices and many more, which we are going to discuss in today's video. Understanding their movements, their motions, help us study the natural world around us. Now we are going to basically talk about myth versus reality. The apparent motion. Why the sun seems to move. From our position on the ground, from the land, the sun appears to move. The sun appears to move from east direction to west direction. This is called apparent motion. One more question arises that if the rotation of the earth is from west to east direction, then why the sun seems to rise in the east, moves across the sky and disappears in the west? The reality. The sun isn't actually racing across the sky. Earth's rotating on its axis, spinning like a top, that makes the sun seems to move. Now let me explain you this paragraph. The rotation is like a spinning motion of the earth on its own axis. Earth rotating on its axis that makes the sun seems to move. For example, we are moving in forward direction and this is a building which is at rest and we are in motion. So I am moving in forward direction. So what is my perspective with the building? That it is moving in backward direction. Right? So the same concept is applied here. The building is not moving but I am moving. So I am feeling that the building is moving in backward direction. So likewise, the earth rotates from west direction to east direction. But the sun comparatively rises in the east, moves across the sky and disappears, meaning the sun sets in the west. So I hope that this thing is clear. Shadow effect in morning time and in afternoon time. In the morning, the sun is low on the horizon. It's below the horizon, hitting the coconut tree at a sharp angle. It's hitting the coconut tree at a sharp angle and creating longer shadows. These are the longer shadows. At noon time, the sun is directly overhead. You can see above the horizon at the highest peak, you may see that. Above, directly overhead, creating shorter shadows comparatively. Now let us talk about the sun, the star of the solar system. The sun is a medium-sized star made up of hot gases. It is in the center of the solar system. You can see over here, the solar system, source of light, heat and energy for all the living organisms present on the earth. Earth gets only a small fraction of the sun's energy. Just imagine that if the statement says that we are only getting only a small fraction of the sun's energy, so how warm the sun would be? The temperature of the sun is approximately 5,500 degrees Celsius. Importance of the sun, the star. Maintains the earth's temperature, enables photosynthesis, the food making process in plants, drives weather and climate, whether a short-term period, climate a longer-term period, keeps the earth in the orbit due to its gravitational pull. Means the sun's gravitational pull helps the earth to stay stable in its nearly circular orbit. The earth. Earth is a third planet from the sun, only known for the planet which is full of life, covered with 71% of water and 29% of land. surrounded by atmosphere. Atmosphere is the layer of gases which surrounds the earth. And the gases are oxygen, nitrogen, carbon dioxide, and many more are there. Now let us talk about motions of the earth. There are two types of motion, rotation and revolution. So now first talk about rotation motion. Rotation is the motion of the earth wherein it is a spinning motion around its own axis. Axis is nothing but an imaginary line which passes from the geographic north pole of the earth to the geographic south pole. It is tilted. It is tilted at a degree of 23.5. The amount of time taken for the earth to complete its once rotation around the axis is 24 hours, or to be more exact with the modern units, 23 hours, 56 minutes and 4.1 seconds. Causes day and night. The portion of the earth which is facing towards the sun, suppose this is the sun, and this is the earth. This portion is facing towards the sun, so it will be illuminated, means daytime, and this part is not getting sufficient amount of sunlight, so it will be in night time, the darkness. You can see over here there is night time because of some darkness, and here is morning time, the daytime. Now let us talk about revolution. Revolution is the movement of the earth around its own around the sun in its orbit. Earth goes around the sun. You can see this is the sun, the big ball of fire, and the earth is revoluting around it, moving around it. The time period is approximately 365 days and 6 hours, which defines a year. Causes, seasons, the tilt of the earth, the spherical shape of the earth, basically geoid shape of the earth, and the revolution. These three parameters of the earth causes seasons which we experience throughout the year. Introduction. Moon, the natural satellite of the earth, is revolving around the earth. You can see it's revolving around the earth. Earth's natural satellites is the moon, about 1/4 the size of the earth. So see, the earth is so large compared to the moon. No air, no water, extreme temperature, means on the surface, basically in the moon, no medium is there, and have extreme temperatures. Reflects sunlight. As we all know that moon is a non-luminous body. It do not have its own light to produce. Henceforth, it seeks the help of the sun and reflects the sunlight. Hence, we see that moon is so bright in the night time, so it does not emit its own light. Surface of the moon. The surface of the moon is full of craters, mountains, plateaus, plains, all the rough and raised structures formed due to the meteoroid impacts. Meteoroids are the big burning rocks which comes with a very fast speed. No erosion due to absence of atmosphere. And this atmosphere concept is also related with the meteoroid impacts, because the atmosphere, let's compare the Earth's atmosphere and with the moon. Moon does not have the atmosphere even. So the Earth would also be the same if there would be no atmosphere, just like the moon, full of these raised structures. But the atmosphere stops these meteoroid impact and protect the Earth from these raised structures, for the formation of these raised structures comparatively to the moon. But as the moon doesn't have atmosphere, absence of atmosphere, hence there are so much amount of craters, mountains, plateaus, plains, all the raised structures. Orbits and rotations of the sun, earth and the moon. So the earth takes 24 hours, roughly the 24 hours, 23 hours, 56 minutes and 4.1 seconds to complete its one rotation around its own axis. The earth takes 365 days and 6 hours to complete its one revolution around the sun, which is defined as a year. The moon takes 27 days for the rotation, and approximately 29.5 days, or you may also say 27 days, to complete one revolution around the earth. The earth takes 25 days, 25 or 27.5 days to complete its one rotation. Now let us talk about eclipses. Eclipses only occur when one celestial body obstructs the light from the another celestial body and casts shadow. The moon's position relative to the sun and the earth causes the occurrence of solar and lunar eclipses. Solar eclipse occurs only when the moon comes between the earth and the sun. So basically the moon obstructs the light emitting from the sun towards the earth, our planet earth. Sun appears fully or partially blocked by the moon. So there are two types of solar eclipses as well. The number one is total solar eclipse and secondly partial solar eclipse. What happens in the total solar eclipse is the sun is totally covered by the moon and also casts some amount of shadow on the earth's surface. You can see over here some amount of shadow is also cast on the earth's surface, and the sun is obscured by the moon for some time, not for like long, because of the rotations and revolutions of all the celestial bodies. And when the moon moves, because of moon will also move aside, right? So when the moon is moving, a structure which is like a ring, a diamond ring forms. The name of the ring is diamond ring. The partial solar eclipse is when the sun is partially blocked by the moon and the observers see the affected area. The observers see the affected area in the different regions. So they see that the sun is obscured by the moon for some times, but partially. Now let us talk about lunar eclipse, the second type. Occurs when the earth is only coming in the middle. Earth comes between sun and the moon. So the earth stops the sunlight coming towards the moon. Earth's shadow falls on the moon. The two types of lunar eclipses are total lunar eclipse and partial lunar eclipse, just like the solar eclipse, but it is different. What happens in total lunar eclipse is that the earth's shadow, which is cast on the moon, the shadow is completely cast on the moon, and the moon seems to appear red. Why this dark red color appears? Because when the sunlight enters in the earth's atmosphere, it scatters away and a reddish hue in the shadow appears to see. That red appearance is the shadow. The red appears the shadow because the moon is there, henceforth it seems to red, and that red moon is called as the blood moon. Until and unless the moon gets removed from that shadow, it will seem to us red only. But in partial lunar eclipse, the portion of the moon which is in the earth's shadow will only seems to be like only won't be visible to us, but other region will be bright as usual. One more thing, that the solar eclipse is very dangerous for our eyesight. Why? Because it produces ultraviolet rays and blue wavelengths. Because they are so dangerous for our eyes, they can cause complete blindness, permanent blindness, which cannot have any cure. What you can do to protect your eyes? First of all, you must not watch the solar eclipse with your naked eyes, because they are very harmful. You can project the sun's image in the mirror and then look at it. There are some specialized event for looking at the solar eclipse, or you can also, there are also solar eclipse specialized goggles which we can wear and see the solar eclipse without any fear of the blindness. In the lunar eclipse, there is no such case. Unlike the solar eclipse is so dangerous, it produces ultraviolet rays and blue wavelengths. But the lunar eclipse, as the moon is a non-luminous body, we all know. It do not have its own sunlight or own moonlight. Henceforth, thus the earth casts shadow on the moon, which makes the moon already dimmer and diffuse the light. So it is completely okay to watch the moon with naked eyes. Now let us talk about solstice and equinox. Meaning, sun stands still. What does that mean? That supposedly this is the North Pole and this is the South Pole, right? So in the North and South Pole, the solstice will differ because they are far from each other, right? This is the sun. So what happens when North Pole is near to the sun? So it will get direct sunlight, intense direct sunlight, and it will have longer days and shorter nights because the area is so illuminated. But on the contrary, the southern hemisphere, the southern pole, the southern part of the earth won't get so much amount of sunlight because it's so far from it, right? So hence it won't be so illuminated, and there will be winters. Northern hemisphere, it will stay summers, and in the winter it will be and in the southern part it will be winters. Means shorter days and longer nights in the southern part. Equinox, equal night. As the celestial equator, which is marked at 0 degree latitude, the sun crosses from it, and what you will see that when the sun crosses from it, it makes when the sun crosses from it, so you will see that supposedly this part. So when the sun will cross from it, there will be 12 hours day and night, which is in the middle, the equator. Sun's position farthest north-south we have already talked about, and even the tilt also matters. The axis tilt. Directly over the equator, the sun's position is directly over the equator. Hence, we say that 12 hours day and 12 hours night worldwide. Day and night, most extreme means in the sun. If there is so much intense sunlight, so longer days, shorter nights. If less intense means like very less intense sunlight, so shorter days and longer nights. And in equinox is almost equal 12 hours day and 12 hours night. Earth still maximum tilt towards away from the sun. So we have already talked about this tilt, the northern part and the southern part. This is the sun. So the tilt also matters. But no tilt towards away from the sun because we are talking about the equinox only and the celestial equator. So the tilt won't matter there. Occurrence. The summer solstice happens in June 21st, but the winter solstice happens in December 22nd. The equinox, the spring and autumn equinox. In March 21st, we will observe spring equinox, but in September 23rd, you will observe autumn equinox. Means both day and night are equal in length worldwide. Now let us talk about some interesting facts. Moon's gravity is 1/6 of the Earth, so we can float there. No sound can travel on the moon, means nowhere, because there is no medium, and for the sound to travel, a medium is must. Earth is tilted at 23.5 degrees, the spherical shape and the revolution causing seasons. Sunlight takes 8 minutes 20 seconds to reach the Earth. Let's imagine, it won't happen, but let's imagine that the sun has disappeared. For in the dawn time, in the before morning, in the dawn time, you won't be able to get that the sun has disappeared for only 8 minutes and 20 seconds. One more interesting fact I would like to give, that where the sun rises in the India first, it rises in Arunachal Pradesh, for more specific location in a Dong village, and worldwide it rises in New Zealand, especially you say East Cape. There is a place known as East Cape. Interesting facts, the type. Earth is a type of planet, Moon is a type of natural satellite of the Earth, and Sun is the star. Light, Earth and Moon both are non-luminous. Earth gets the light from the sun, Moon reflects the sunlight, and the atmosphere we talk about, Earth is having the presence of the atmosphere, Moon do not have the atmosphere. The proof is the creators itself, and the sun has atmosphere of plasma plus gases. Plasma basically the ionized hydrogen plus helium, the combination. Feature, the water. Earth is full of water. There is no presence of water on moon and sun. We cannot even imagine water on the sun because it is so warm, 5500 degrees Celsius. It is so warm that we cannot even imagine the evaporation of water there. Noah scientist M.K. Vainu Bappu. M.K. Vainu Bappu is known as the father of modern Indian astronomy. He led efforts in setting up many instruments and telescopes in India. He has traveled worldwide to learn about solar eclipse, and he has also discovered about comets made up of dust and icy substances, the comets. Sun is the ultimate source of heat and energy. No sun, so we cannot even imagine heat and light. If there won't be heat and light, so what the chlorophyll will capture? No plants, no photosynthesis, and ultimately if the producers aren't there, so how can the consumers even live? We humans, animals, we are all consumers, the heterotrophs. Now let's summarize what we have gained in today's video. Earth, Moon and the Sun, these celestial bodies, forms a unique and interdependent system. One example let me give you, that the Sun provides light to Earth and Moon. The day and night and all the things are dependent on the Sun. Earth's rotation is the spinning motion on its own axis, which is tilted at 23.5 degrees, and the axis passes from the geographic North Pole to the South Pole. It also causes the occurrence of day and night. So the portion which is towards the sun, daytime, the portion which is away from the sun, nighttime. And it happens all because of the rotation of the earth. Earth's revolution causes seasons plus the spherical shape and the tilt. These all three parameters helps in the occurrence of seasons, which we experience throughout. Revolution means the earth is moving around the sun in an orbit. It's a nearly circular shaped structure, and it takes 365 days plus 6 hours to complete one revolution around the sun, which is defined as a year. Sun is the ultimate source of heat and energy. No sunlight means no heat and light, and ultimately no plants and no heterotrophs, no lives of the humans and animals. I hope you liked my today's video and understood the concept of Earth, Moon and the Sun. In the next upcoming video, we will begin with the chapters of grade 8. Till then, take care and bye-bye. All the best.